Hello and welcome back to the channel. I am your host, God of Heroics, and today we are doing something a little bit different. We are going through the article known as Know Your Fighters for Sparking Zero on the Bandai Namco website. Now, I went ahead and read through the entire article like 3 or 4 different times just so I can give you guys the full summary and put it in my own words. If you would like, I will leave a link to this article in the description below. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. This article goes over several things from characters and how they work to how to switch and do transformations and the buffs and general gaming mechanics, QTEs, and everything included. So the article jumps off telling us about the types of characters. Basically, every character is going to have different strengths and strategies based on who they are from the original series, along with their stats, size, and character forms. Then if we scroll down, you see there's this nice little visual of Gogeta and Vegito fighting. I'm gonna let you take a look at that. And now we get into one of the character types being strength types. Basically, there are characters who prioritize heavy strikes or powerful ki blasts over anything else. So as you see in the visual below, there's Jiren. We get characters that basically strike really hard, but they don't have super long combos. Or we also have characters that have extremely devastating ki based abilities. There are also characters that are so strong that they don't really flinch or stagger when getting hit with regular jabs or ki blasts, such as Z Broly, for example. We all know he's been the Super Armor King in Dragon Ball games for a really long time now. Speed characters are pretty much the opposite. They're extremely fast, so they have a lot of flurries and rush down combos, and they're also going to have a lot of chase specials where they chase you and hit you with like a cinematic. In addition to this, they're extremely fast, so they maneuver around the battlefield pretty well. They have really great mobility, so that's going to be something to take advantage of if you play a speed-based character. And we get the word about ki blast. So there are going to be characters who have devastating ki blast volleys that can be used to fill in gaps in combos or fill in space if your opponent is too far. So essentially there's going to be like zoning type abilities in the game. And then there's also going to be characters that have just really good balanced ki based attacks that can be used to, again, fill in the gaps between combos, but not really necessarily good for getting in, like Goku's Kamehameha. You're not going to use that to get in for a combo, but you can definitely use it in the middle or at the end of a combo string just to get some extra damage in. Then we get this neat little visual of Vegeta just, using his ki blast as he approaches his enemy. Like Goku says, that's Vegeta's technique. So regarding giants in this game, giants are basically going to be really strong. They're not going to have crazy combos, but the power attacks that they do are the power attacks that they do are going to do some pretty devastating damage, and they're going to have some really good knockback. Some advantages they have: they are immune to throws, they're immune to just regular generic ki blast, and they also don't stagger unless your character, I believe it's still the same, where if your character has to be a certain strength, have a certain amount of power behind their moves to like really damage them or stagger them. But also they can't get hit by rush supers. So if I try dashing in, like you see this visual of Goku, it just bounces right off. So I think the only exceptions would be like penetrate and some moves like Dragon Fist. I'm pretty sure they changed that as well. So Dragon Fist does work on giant characters. Now we get to discuss androids. So androids cannot charge their ki initially. Once their ki is full, though, they can charge that beyond the limit, which is called sparking mode, by the way. So androids have their ki go up automatically, and they also gain ki by doing damage. So a lot of androids are going to have really good rush down strategies. So beat up your opponent, make sure they don't charge, keep them on their toes while also letting your ki go up as well. There are characters that can absorb key attacks. Not all key attacks, but a lot of just like key volleys and like generic beam attacks, like again the Kamehameha and Death Ray. So characters like 13, 16, 17, and 18, it says specifically, have their key raised automatically, and I'm pretty sure they can also gain key by doing damage, because I think everybody can gain key just by like doing combos and whatnot. But specifically androids 19 and 20, who is Dr. Giro, can absorb ki through the little spigots or whatever they're called on their palms. The way they word this is kind of weird. They say that 16, 17, 18, and 13 are the only ones who have their ki go up automatically. Then it says that 19 and Giro gain ki by doing melee attacks and absorbing. I think that they're saying that those are their only two options for gaining ki, and that they don't have ki go up automatically. But I think for the other androids whose ki does go up automatically, that they still do gain ki by doing damage. It's probably just worded a little bit weird. Moving forward, we get to my favorite part of the article discussing accessories in general. It basically states that by equipping different accessories, abilities, or cosmetics, it may or may not change the gameplay. Now, I like this part because obviously when putting on accessories like Goku's power pole, it's confirmed that it does change his moveset. Same for like Trunks. If you put his sword on, then he can have sword attacks, or he can have melee attacks if you take the sword off. The same can be generally said about the abilities. Like if you take off a Kamehameha for a super Kamehameha, it's not going to change your playstyle much. But if you take off a Kamehameha for Meteor Smash, then obviously you have a new homing rushdown super that you can use, and that has a little bit more versatility than a straight beam, But my favorite part is mentioning the cosmetics, because that means that it's possible for your character to have different movesets based on what outfit you put them in. And I think that's pretty cool, especially since there's a shop, so you'll very likely be able to buy new outfits. So it's like buying whole new movesets for your characters. That has to be baller. Anyway, the only thing really important to mention about the sword category is that obviously there's sword combos for characters with swords, but that charged ki attacks are actually unblockable, because you slice an energy wave, kind of like a destructo disc, kind of, where it just bypasses your block and just does damage directly to the opponent. So you would have to dodge those instead of block them. Next portion, we're going to talk about super auras. So basically, some characters in their strongest forms, like Goku Blue, they will just have an aura that is constantly on. Nothing too crazy, they're just overflowing with ki. That's pretty much all there is to that. And then we get to Scouters, which has a really cool returning feature, and another feature that I'm not sure if is returning, but we'll find out. Basically, if you're playing a character with a Scouter and your opponent gets too far and you lose them, or you get hit with an ultimate and lose them, your Scouter has a farther radius, and it actually finds enemies a lot faster than if you're just looking around for them naturally. Also androids, because they cannot be sensed. You can't sense their ki. I'm pretty sure this is a feature for them where they can, still like hide behind structures and stuff and fly away, and you can't sense them. You would have to manually look for them. Next, we're discussing ground characters, characters that can't fly, like Master Roshi, Kid Goku. Basically, they have a sprint that they can do on the ground when they're running around, and they can use this to pretty much, bring the fight to them, keep their enemies coming to them on the ground. Now, I think this is interesting that they get this specifically because, everybody else can also run, but also because you can turn off flying in other game modes with like your friends or whatnot, and in tournament modes. So it kind of makes me wonder if everyone will have this sprinting style of animation when you have no flying on, or if it's still just going to be these characters, but only time will tell. So we're on to special maneuvers, which is transformations, fusions, and switching. For transformations, to open your transformation panel, push up on the D-pad. Then you'll see this little panel show up on the left of your screen under your character and their HUD, and it'll tell you how many skill counts you need. Currently on this picture, Goten has 2 skill counts. Right under his profile picture, you see that number 2. Roshi on the other side has 4. This goes up throughout the battle automatically. So as you see at the bottom left of Goten's image for his Super Saiyan transformation on the panel is a 1. This tells you how many skill counts you need for that transformation. It's actually going to be the same when we get to fusions. Switching is a little bit different. So, Super Saiyan, you'll need 1, and if you have a character with Super Saiyan 2, then you'll need 2, and if you have Super Saiyan 3 for Goku, then you'll need 3. This is based on being in base form, by the way. So if you're already Super Saiyan, then you do only need 1 skill count to get to Super Saiyan 2, and that's because you already used 1 to get to Super Saiyan 1. So basically, it just goes by grade. Moving on, it's going to be fusion. It's going to be up plus L1 on the pad, or you'll press up to open the the transformation panel. Then you'll press L1 or R1. I don't remember which. I think it's R1 to go to the fusion panel. So now you see right here, Gotenks, his fusion, it takes 2. That's because you'll need Goten and Trunks to fuse. You also would need Trunks on the team. Of course, in order to pull off your fusion, you need the characters that fuse. So Gotenks, you need Goten and Trunks. Gogeta, you need Goku and Vegeta. Same as Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, you need GT Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. And, Kefla, Kale, Caulifla. Got it, good. So the transformations and the fusions will tell you how many skill counts you need to fuse to make that character. And if you want to make that character in a special form, like how you can see you can make Gotenks Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan 3, it takes 3 skill counts or 4 skill counts, going from base form with your character. Next up is switching. You will press left on the D-pad to pull up the switch panel, which will show the characters on your team that you can switch to. It only shows 1 character here, but you can have a total of 4 characters switch to with a complete 5-man team. Then you will just press square, triangle, circle, or X, or translate it to the buttons on your own controller or your own layout, and you'll be able to switch to that character. You can only do this if that yellow symbol next to Goten's skill counts is yellow. Sparky mode is when you power up to your absolute limit and go beyond. So if your key gauge is full and you have at least 1 skill count, you can expend that skill count to charge up even further, and it'll start charging up blue, and then once it's done, it looks the way it does next to Goten's name, where it's all yellow, but then has like the electricity and all that stuff around it. So when you're in this mode, you get a lot of benefits. You can use key attacks without draining your key. You can do basically what is called a violent rush, which is basically a looped combo of your character's square combo. You also get what is called a hyper smash, which breaks guards and stops super moves and stuff like that. So it's pretty busted, and you also get access to your ultimate move. So for Gohan, Team Gohan, it'd be like his father son Kamehameha or something like that. Vegeta might have like a Final Flash or some kind of like ultimate Big Bang attack or something. Emotes, pretty straightforward. You can unlock emotes and probably purchase them in the shop if I had to guess, and then you can equip them through the customization menus. Then mid-battle, you can press right on the D-pad and select your emote. And the last segment is the QTE segment. This is for clash attacks or impact actions. The first one is when 2 characters dragon dash at each other. You push a button and then you guys spam a button. Whoever wins gets the knockback. Then there is the power impact when 2 characters grab at each other. You get into this little struggle. You have to adjust your inputs to not exceed that needle on the meter, and that person wins. The crash impact, 2 characters step into each other. One is the attacker, one is the defender. The attacker wins. He does a knockback. The defender wins. They block the attack. Then there is the blast impact, which is your basic beam struggle. I don't know for a fact if they're bringing back the spinning of your joystick, or if you just have to push a button at a certain time or spam the button or whatever. It does explain it a little bit here, but there's different controls to this game and different settings and stuff, so you might be able to change that. Who knows? Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. That is pretty much everything in this article. So please leave a like, subscribe to the page, hit the notification bell for future content, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.